Now we're getting news that there's a standoff between foreign nationals and police in the city centre. Let's go now to our reporter Vanessa Poonah, who's on the scene. Vanessa, what are you witnessing?
Yes, a very warm good morning to you. And tensions are very high at the moment here outside the Waldorf Arcade. Of course, this is where a number of refugees have been camping out for several weeks, and they are requesting not just from our government but also from the High Commissioner for Refugees to leave South Africa. A short while ago, talking to some of these refugees, telling us that they are tired of being treated badly in South Africa, making claims that refugees are being pushed out of communities. And at the moment, you'll see just behind me, there is a water cannon, a police water cannon to my left-hand side. Of course, this happened after an interdict application was granted to the tenants here at the Waldorf Arcade, saying that they cannot access their workplace because of the situation with people camping out for several days and weeks. A large contingent of police as well as metro law enforcement officers have a short while ago explained via the loudhailer that indeed there is a High Court order for these refugees to be moved from this area. Adamant, of course, at this point in time, with trying we want to go. They are from the United Nations Commissioner for Refugees, saying that they are tired of being in South Africa, saying at this point they do not have any specific claims of where to go, but saying that they are essentially being held hostage in this country. And of course, we'll just show you some of the visuals at the moment. This, of course, the area where refugees have indeed been camping out, saying that they will not leave until their requests and their demands are adhered to.
Just talk to us about the standoff now between police and the foreign nationals. Have they clashed? Have police used that water cannon behind you as yet?
At the moment, there hasn't been any police action as yet, but there is a very strong line of police officers as well as law enforcement officials. We're trying to bring you those visuals now. You'll see quite a tight line of police officers. Also a water cannon over here. At this point in time, a notice has been given to those that had gathered here, saying that there is a High Court order at the moment, and that, of course, this is the action after the court interdict has been granted for the removal of the refugees that are at this moment in time vehemently protesting their removal, vehemently protesting, according to them, being forced to stay in South Africa when all they want to do is leave because of various reasons. And also the issue of xenophobia has been highlighted to us a short while ago when we spoke to some of these refugees, saying that they are victims in South Africa, and at the moment a tense standoff as police, public order police and so on are standing here at the moment. And of course we see a scuffle happening right in front of us. We're not quite sure what the scuffle is about, but there are interactions between members of the refugee community as well as South African police services.
So Vanessa, the group reportedly is complaining about this hostile reception in South Africa and alleged attacks by locals. What sort of stories are they telling you with regards to alleged abuse? We've lost communication with Vanessa Poonah, coming to us live from the Cape Town City Centre. Vanessa, can you hear me? Right, Vanessa Poonah talking to us about this standoff between foreign nationals and the police in the Cape Town CBD, tensions between the two as well. And she was talking about a water cannon in place. There's a strong line there, no clashes as yet, but we're told reportedly that the locals are complaining about this hostile reception in South Africa and alleged, it must be understated, alleged attacks and abuse by locals. Vanessa, we were just talking about, some of the complaints that you're getting from the refugees there. What are some of the stories that they're telling you with regards to the situation where they are living?
Yes, most of of the refugees that we've spoken to this morning have told us that they're coming from all over Africa, places like Burundi, places like Zimbabwe, places like Nigeria. And what they are saying is that within the communities that they live, and most of these would be the poorer communities, the townships in South Africa, telling us that South Africans do not want them in this country. And this is clear by the chants that we are hearing behind us as the standoff with police continues. Chants of no more South Africa. Some of these refugees saying that they are being attacked physically, some of them saying that they are being discriminated against, some of them making racial claims against various officials within the South African government, the city of Cape Town, some of them saying that their lives do not matter. And this, of course, is the clarion call for refugees here in South Africa, in Cape Town, as well as in other parts of South Africa, as they have continued sit-in action for quite a number of weeks. Here, of course, behind me, the Waldorf Arcade is where the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees offices are in Cape Town. And the people gathered here today saying that they will not move, irrespective of a court order, irrespective of the line of police behind me, water cannon, as well as public order policing. Words of enough is coming through, and they are saying that they are being victimized in this country.
Vanessa, I just want to understand the temperature of views on the ground. Do you think we can maybe pull a few people there and maybe have a bit of a chat with them? Are they receptive to engaging with the media?
Yes, indeed, and I'll actually try and speak to some of the gentlemen here. Some of them telling us that they...
We've been happy for such long since 1998 we've been in this country, okay? The United Nations been paying money for us to be in this country. Our children don't go to...
So you say you don't want South Africa anymore. Why do you say that?
Because they don't want to since I arrived in this country, there's no supporter, there's no our right, there's no right for refugees in this country. So we don't need South Africa anymore. They abuse us since we are slaves.
What are you asking for at this point in time? I hear chants of we want to go. Where do you want to go?
We want to go. We want to leave this country. We want to leave this country. Talk to you. We want to leave this country. We want to leave this country. We want to leave.
I'll just come back to you at the moment. As you can see, the situation at the moment on the ground is volatile, with various people coming and stopping others from speaking. But what they are saying is, as we hear behind me, chants of we want to go. The sentiment is clear. Refugees say that they want to leave South Africa.
So, Vanessa, there's been this interaction, I understand, from the... Sorry, Vanessa. We hear reports of an NGO called Women and Children of Concern, engaging with the Home Affairs Committee. Can you talk to us about their interactions with the Home Affairs Committee? And has Home Affairs come out and said what's the way forward here?
What I can tell you is that
We are refugees.
what I can tell you is that when we spoke to one of the refugee community leaders a short while ago, Pappy, he said to us that at the moment there is a delegation that are busy interacting and negotiating with UN officials in Pretoria. And what they are saying is that they don't want to leave at this point in time. They're waiting feedback. They are saying that they really do want to move because their children have no future in South Africa, saying that oftentimes they are being targeted by local South Africans within communities, and also calling on the various organizations to heed to the various conventions to ensure safety of refugees, not just here in Cape Town, but in the country as a whole.
No doubt the future of a number of asylum seekers in Cape Town, well, it's hanging in the balance, and they've been camping out there at the UN High Commissioner for Refugees for several weeks now. And as you could hear, the calls are clear. They want to go home or to any other country that will have them. That's the message coming from the people on the streets of the Cape Town city centre. Vanessa Poonah, thank you very much indeed for your reporting.